الرحمن الرحيم. عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: بادروا بالأعمال فتنا كقطع الليل المظلم يصبح الرجل مؤمنا ويمسي مظلم.
مظلم.
بادروا بالأعمال فتنا كقطع الليل المظلم يصبح الرجل مؤمنا ويمسي كافرا ويمسي مؤمنا ويصبح كافرا يبيع دينه بعرض من الدنيا. رواه مسلم. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu reported, Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, be prompt in doing good deeds before you're overtaken by turbulence, which would be like a part of the dark night. A man who would be a believer in the morning and turn to disbelief in the evening, or he would be a believer in the evening and turn disbeliever in the morning and would sell his faith for worldly goods. عن أبي سروعة عقبة بن الحارث رضي الله عنه قال: صليت وراء النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بالمدينة العصر فسلم ثم قام مسرعا فتخطى رقاب الناس إلى بعض حجر نسائه ففزع الناس من سرعته فخرج عليهم فرأى أنهم قد عجبوا من سرعته. قال: ذكرت شيئا من تبر عندنا فكرهت أن يحبسني فأمرت بقسمته. رواه البخاري. وفي رواية له: كنت خلفت في البيت تبرا من الصدقة فكرهت أن أبيته. Uqbah bin Al-Harith radiallahu anhu said, once I performed the Asr prayer in Al-Madinah behind the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He sallallahu alayhi wasallam got up quickly after finishing the prayer with Taslim, and stepping over the people, went to one of the rooms of his wives. The people were startled at his haste, and when he came out and saw their astonishment at his urgency, he said, I recall that there was left with me some gold which was meant for charity. I did not like to keep it any longer, so I gave orders that it should be distributed. Al-Bukhari. In another narration, Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, I had left some gold for sadaqah in the house and did not wish to keep it overnight.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa salli ala Rasulil Kareem amma ba'd. This is chapter 10, the chapter of hastening to do good deeds in Imam An-Nawawi's book of Riyadh us-Saliheen, Hadith number 87 and 88. Hadith number 87 is narrated by Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, in which the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said, hasten or hurry up and start doing good deeds before a time comes where there is going to be trials and tribulations and fitna like the darkness of the night. What does that mean? Like the darkness of the night. Here the Prophet ﷺ, he's saying that a time will come when fitna will start to creep up upon the people and people won't even know it. Just like how when you see in the darkest of nights, when you see that there is no light at all in your room or in your house or outside, you can't see anything moving. And even if you hear something moving, you don't know what it is. And this is the situation we're living in. Just 20 years ago, we were worried about our children's Salatul Jumu'ah. How they can pray and when can they pray. Not to say that we're not worried about that right now. But we have a bigger fitna and a bigger crisis than what it was just 10, 15, 20 years ago. And that is the moral, the akhlaq crisis that we have that is being creeped up into the school. I remember when I was in third grade. And the teacher, I still remember this, the teacher taught us Greek mythology. Greek mythology. You guys also had Greek mythology in third grade? Yeah. So they're talking about Zeus and they're talking about this and that. Ooh, my ears started to flutter. Why? You see what we're doing here? Every single night, We used to do that, my father used to do that every single night in our house. What we are doing right here in the masjid, my father used to come from work, sit us out, have dinner, sit us around, everyone. And we used to read either a story from the Sahaba, a story from amongst the prophets, or a hadith or two. So I remember that he told us about the story of Ibrahim alayhi salam and how he destroyed the idols and how idol worshipping this and that. And what the teacher is teaching is about Zeus and about Greek mythology. And as, I don't know how old I was, maybe 10 years old. As a 10-year-old, I couldn't take that. Because what I was hearing in my house is different than what she's teaching me. So whoever plants the seed first, if anyone tries to take over its place, is going to fight back. After the class was over, me and another person, I told him, I said, we don't believe, we're Muslim, we don't believe in this. And wallahi, we invited the teacher towards Islam and we said, we are Muslims, we don't believe in any of this. And we're calling you towards Islam. If you become a Muslim, you will be our sister in Islam. I still remember these words. We're past that stage now. Now, it's not them attacking the religion or teaching anything about Greek mythology. It's about how Zeus was gay and a homosexual. You see, they're still going to teach that. But now somehow Zeus, over time, he became a homosexual. A matter of morality. Nowadays, I have parents saying, I am not worried about my son committing zina. Let him. I'm worried about my son becoming homosexual. Why? Because between zina and homosexuality, which one is worse? Homosexuality is more worse. Because zina, this is something that is accepted by nature. Something it's natural to be attracted to a man attracted to a woman, and then his desires overtakes him, and so on, and then it leads him. Although there's a punishment, I'm not saying it's okay, it's natural. That is unnatural. It's like someone eating pork, and it's meat, it's protein. You eat pork, it's haram, but it's natural that a person, he eats pork compared to poop. Do you understand what I'm saying? If a person eats poop, this is outside the human nature. If a person drinks alcohol, there's a history. He's attracted to it because there's some benefits in alcohol. But if a person drinks urine, and it's unnatural. And so the issue of morality has creeped into our homes, into our education system, into every aspect. I remember, it's being recorded, we don't want to mention this example. I'll tell you after the recording is done. But right now, this issue of fitna and its various heads creeping up. Now guess who is fighting to get married? Who is fighting for their right to get married to? Mr. Clifford wants to marry a dog. Mr. Clifford wants to marry a dog. So the priest will say, Mr. Clifford, do you take this dog to be your lawfully wedded wife? And he will say, I do. And then the same question will be, and the same question will be asked from the dog. But in all seriousness, brothers and sisters, wallahi, if we don't get our act straight in terms of hastening towards doing good deeds, whether it's within ourselves or with our families. Good deeds, what is good deeds? It's not only about praying salah, it's not only about giving zakah. Creating an Islamic center, an Islamic school, an Islamic organization, a youth group, an education group seeking knowledge. Seeking knowledge is from the top. Yani all of this, if we don't hurry up, unfortunately we as Muslims, we are becoming reactive. So when they come to our education system and they want to teach our kids these things, what do? We start talking about it in the masjid. We got to do something. No. We have to do things from now. Put these things in place from now. Who's going to get married soon, inshallah? Yeah, who's going to get engaged soon? Yeah, Ibrahim? You have to start thinking about your kids from now. Before the fitna crawls into your life and into your family's life. I remember my father used to say, wallahi, in our time, 1, 2, 3 didn't exist. And now I am saying this, wallahi, these fitna didn't exist in our time. And my son is going to be saying this to his kids. Wallahi, in our time, they will be thanking Allah for whatever fitna it was in their time. Because what's coming in the next 10 years is worse. We need to hurry up here. The Prophet ﷺ, he's saying, بادروا بالأعمال وسارعوا إلى مغفرة من ربكم وسابقوا إلى مغفرة من ربكم فاستبقوا الخيرات. All of these verses in the Quran, what is Allah He's saying? Hurry up before death takes you, before you lose your health, before you lose your wealth, before you lose your life, before you lose your free time, before fitna comes to you. These are different ways. Also, the second hadith over here, the Prophet ﷺ, once he was praying, and then after he was done, immediately he got up. Now, when he was praying, his masjid was on the right hand, his house was on the right hand side of the masjid. So the Prophet ﷺ, he's praying, and then his house is right there. So there is a wall right here, like this. So the Qibla is this way, and the wall of his house is, when he turns around, is to his right hand side. He gets up and he walks over to one of his wife's house. So this is wife 1, 2, and 3. He immediately enters one of the house. The narrator, he doesn't know which house. And immediately he takes out a casket, not a casket, a pouch, which had some gold, and he wanted to go ahead and start distributing it. The Sahaba were amazed. They thought something big had happened. But the Prophet ﷺ remembered that he had some money from sadaqah and from zakat, and he did not want to hold on to it past its due time. Meaning someone gives you an amana and they ask for it, don't delay in giving back the amana. This hadith is telling us when Hajj is due, don't delay it. Do you remember, brothers? There were some people who were supposed to go for Hajj 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 10 years ago. But they kept on delaying it until what happened? Until the lockdown happened. For 2 years they couldn't go. And they died within those 2 years. That was a fitna, the pandemic or the lockdown. Forget about the pandemic. The lockdown, was that not a fitna? That was a fitna. Families were separated for months. People were deprived of the masjid, of seeking spiritual connection with Allah. People committed suicide. People became depressed. People lost their livelihood. People lost everything. That's a fitna that was concocted by a few elites. And so, we got the appreciation for, like for example, we were unable to pray for 1.5 years Salatul Jum'ah when I was in Malaysia. Salatul Jum'ah for 1.5 years. Do you know what that does to your iman? Do you know what that does to your iman? Not to pray Salatul Jumu'ah. That's a fitna that creeped like the darkness of the night. So those people who have Hajj due on them, perform your Hajj before it is too late. If you have the wealth and the health, you must go next year, inshallah. If you owe a debt to someone, don't delay it. You don't know what's going to happen. And this is one of the major sins, and it is injustice. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, delaying the repayment of a debt by a rich person, i.e. a person who can pay. So it's due in 1 month, and 1 month comes, and you have the money, but you're delaying it. And the miskin, he's waiting. Now he's chasing you. You know, there's a saying that once, you know, the borrower, a person who wants money, what does he do? He's a beggar. He goes, can you lend me 1,000? Can you lend me 1,000? He becomes a beggar. Once he takes 1,000, who becomes the beggar now? The lender. Now he's chasing the borrower. Why? Because the akhlaq of the people have deteriorated to the level where now they have to chase after their own rights. And invite him for food, and you say, and you praise him, mashallah, and this and that, just so the person can give him back just his money back. That is injustice. The Prophet ﷺ said that the person who is rich and he does not pay back his debt, that is injustice, is dhulm. And so the Prophet ﷺ in this hadith has taught us what? That when it comes to doing good deeds, do it before the expiration date. When it comes for salah, pray. Don't say, okay, just 5 minutes. That 5 minutes, you know the Fajr time when the alarm goes off, what happens? What happens? What button is it? It's called the shaitan button. Not the snooze button. It's called the big shaitan button. 5 minutes. And shaitan says, it's okay, Ibrahim. The night is long. you still have another 45 minutes. You still have another 45 minutes. Khalas, the jama'ah already passed. And then, again, and then you press, you say, okay, if I can wake up the first time, I can definitely wake up the second snooze. And that's it, you lost. That's called the shaitan button, because when a person, he goes to sleep, shaitan whispers into his ears, urinates into his ears, and ties 3 knots. And those things are not untied except by doing 3 things. And one of them is to remember Allah. The first knot is loosened. Then the second one is to make wudu. And the third one is to pray fajr. Then the person, he starts his day fresh and productive and with barakah. But when you don't do one of these or any of these, then you start your day being grumpy, being cranky, being as if you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Don't, anything that is good, anyone who tells you, no, you still have time, say, this is good. It's khair. If a proper, suitable match is found for your son or for your daughter, hurry up. What's this concept? Until now, I still can't understand it. They say, in these things we don't rush into these things. I'm not saying that you see someone, love at first sight, and then say, khalas. You know the Sheikh, he said, badiru bil a'mal. Yeah, well, sister, mashallah, you're good. You wear hijab, you wear niqab. Khalas, mashallah, bismillah. Okay, I do, I accept, I offer. No, not like that either. Someone whose religion and whose akhlaq pleases you, nothing else is wrong. What are you waiting for? What are you, Shabab, what are you guys waiting for? Are you waiting to finish high school? Are you waiting? Okay, high school is minimum. Are you waiting to become a millionaire? Are you waiting to finish university? Get married. Hurry up and get married for the sake of Allah before a fitna creeps into you like that of the darkness of the night, and then you fall into haram. And then you are saying, you know what, I'm not interested in women anymore. In one country, no need to mention it, an Islamic country, dear parents, this is an Islamic country. The parents are worried about their sons. They're not worried about their daughters, and they're not worried about zina. They're worried about their sons. You know, in most of the world, it's you worry about your daughter will give you gray hair, you know, the saying goes. But in this country, they are worried about their sons. The fitna has started with their sons and the haram that takes place. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us and our family and our children from all forms of fitna. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to always hasten to worship Him and to obey Him, and to do all forms of good deeds only for His sake. May Allah forgive us and give us sincerity. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.